You check your weather app. It says 42 degrees Celsius in Delhi, but just below that, it says feels like 48 degrees Celsius. Have you ever paused to wonder what that means? Hello and welcome to The Hindu. I'm Priyali Prakash and you're watching Tipping Point, where we discuss highlights of climate news. Our main story this week is heat index, something that is extremely crucial in Indian summers, and my understanding it can save your life. So, what does this feels like temperature on your phone actually indicate? Scientists refer to this as the apparent temperature. It considers not only the actual air temperature but also the humidity to show what your body truly experiences. How does that work? The heat index is a scientific calculation that combines temperature and humidity to understand how heat impacts the human body. This concept isn't new. The first formal calculation was developed in 1979 by Dr. Robert Stedman, a professor of textiles and clothing at Colorado State University. Let's break it down a bit. Hot air can hold more moisture than cold air. As temperatures rise, the air's ability to retain moisture increases. However, when there is excessive moisture in the air, the body struggles to eliminate sweat. Sweating is our body's primary method of cooling down. Our bodies try to maintain a temperature between 36.1 to 37.2 degrees Celsius. In high heat and humidity, we not only find it difficult to sweat, but the sweat we do produce also does not evaporate quickly because the air is already saturated. This inefficiency means our bodies can't release heat effectively, resulting in a greater sensation of heat. In contrast, dry air allows sweat to evaporate more easily, so the feels like temperature remains closer to the actual temperature. This is why humid weather can feel far more oppressive than dry heat, even when the thermometer readings are similar. Here's an example. At 31 degrees Celsius and 40% relative humidity, the heat index prompts caution. But at the same temperature and 95% humidity, conditions become dangerous. If the mercury climbs to 42 degrees Celsius, which is common in India, even 40% humidity can create extremely risky situations. In July 2023, former Union Minister of Earth Sciences Kiran Rijiju announced that India is piloting its own version of a heat index. It uses color codes to indicate how severe the heat risk is on a given day. Why does all of this matter? When your body can't regulate its internal temperature, it can lead to heat stress, which can escalate to a heat stroke. Heat stress is more than just feeling uncomfortable. It can manifest as weakness, nausea, headaches, and dizziness. In severe cases, it can cause confusion, rapid heartbeat, and even unconsciousness. It is not only dangerous but can also be fatal. So, what can you do? Keep an eye on the IMD's weather updates. Avoid going out during peak afternoon heat. Hydrate well. Wear light, loose cotton clothing and cover your head if you step outside. If you're elderly, have medical conditions, are pregnant, or have young children, you should take extra precautions. Now, here's the tougher part. Our cities are becoming heat islands due to excessive concrete and construction. They trap heat and make evenings just as oppressive as the day. Without sufficient green cover or airflow, the feels like temperature doesn't drop even after sunset. This challenge will become increasingly pressing, and staying informed is the first step to staying safe. Now let's take a look at a few other climate headlines from this week. On June 10, Union Power Minister Manohar Lal Khattar announced that the government is working on new guidelines for default settings on air conditioners, recommending a range of 20 to 28 degrees Celsius. Why does this matter? The Bureau of Energy Efficiency states that raising your AC temperatures by just 1 degree Celsius can reduce electricity usage by up to 6%. That's significant, especially as India's power demand reaches record highs. The mid-year UN climate conference is currently underway in Bonn, Germany, ahead of COP30 in Brazil this November. One of the major agenda items, finalizing the plan to mobilize $1.3 trillion in climate finance for developing countries, a pledge made last year in Baku. Countries are presently discussing how to raise and track this money. Finally, a study by World Weather Attribution Group indicates that climate change made May's record breaking heat wave in Iceland and Greenland at least 3 degrees Celsius hotter than it would have been otherwise. In eastern Greenland, the hottest day during the heat wave was almost 4 degrees Celsius warmer than pre industrial times. The result? Melting on the Greenland ice sheet increased to 17 times the average during this period. The development comes at a time when glaciers around the world are already melting at an alarming rate because of climate change caused by human activities. That's all from this week's Tipping Point. For more in-depth news and analysis, please subscribe to The Hindu.